Many of us that grew up in the United States knew very little about the UK, other than it stood for United Kingdom. For most kids, if it wasn't the Mighty Python, then the UK wasn't on our radar. We didn't know what a bloke was. We never rode a trolley. We never ate a chocolate chip biscuit. Never asked our parents for a bag of crisps. Wasn't sure what part of the body you would find an arse. We didn't hang out with wankers. Never watched the A-Team on a telly. We couldn't tell you what channel the BBC was on. We never ate cotton floss at the fair. We never took a lift to a flat. Never wore trousers or trainers, and sure as hell didn't wear knickers. Or call for a bobby when we needed help. And we never ever went someplace for a holiday. We were Americans, and we were locked into our way of thinking. And we thought everyone watched and played with the same things we did. But there was a whole different world over in the UK. In this new series, I'll take a look at some of the action figure lines that never made it across the pond. Or if it did get released in the US, it didn't become a huge hit like it did in Blady.
The name's Brogan, Lieutenant Brogan. For 20 years I was with the NYPD. Now? Well, let's just say I've transferred to another precinct.
Space Precinct 2040 aired in the UK between 1994 and 1996 with 24 episodes and was created by Gary Anderson, who had a string of very successful television and film credits, including the cult classic Space 1999. The show was seen as a cross between Star Wars and Dragnet, with a little law and order thrown on the side. The series took place in the year 2040 and starred former NYPD detective Patrick Brogan, who many of you can remember from Knots Landing. It's okay to admit that you did watch at least a few episodes of Knots Landing. He is now a lieutenant with the Dement City Police Force on the planet Altor. Brogan and his partner Jack must adjust to living in another solar system as they investigate crimes made by aliens and humans. The series was one of UK's highest budgeted shows and was extremely popular across Europe. With the success of the show in the UK, American broadcasters picked it up, hoping it would become a US hit like Anderson's Space 1999. But unlike Space 1999, the show was unable to connect with American audience, mostly due to the US broadcasters not sure how to market the show. The show looked like it was for a younger kid market, but at times had storylines that was more for an adult viewer. It looked like a comedy, but was played straight with bizarre storylines. Broadcasters in the US put the show at late night or very early mornings, which resulted in low ratings, and it was dropped in the US after one season. Anderson had been trying to get the show off the ground for almost a decade. In 1986, he produced Space Police, a 55-minute pilot, which was an early version of Space Precinct, but it failed to be picked up for a season, and the pilot never aired. With the show a hit in the UK, the producers reached out to Vivid Imaginations to create a toy line for the series. Vivid was founded in 1992 and took over the toy market pretty fast with their line of Captain Scarlet, Thunderbirds, Sandy, and the Simpsons toy line. They were also the UK toy distributor of Disney, Jakks Pacific, Crayola, and more. The company was founded by Nick Anderson, a former Matchbox Toys managing director in the UK. In 1996, the company would win Toy of the Year with its Pog Maker. Vivid produced a series of action figures and ships based on Space Precinct 2040. The series was made up of 12 action figures and 2 vehicles. The figures in the set were Captain Podley, Cyborg, Lieutenant Brogan in a black jacket. The figure also was released in just a blue shirt. Morgo, Officer Castle, Officer Haldane, Officer Aron, Officer Took, Sergeant Fredo, Slow-Mo, and to round off the figures, Snake. The 2 vehicles released was the police bike and a police cruiser. Vivid did try to sell the toy line to the US, but very few retailers were interested, and those that did quickly found the figures gathering dust on the toy shelves. Although it sold better in the UK, the line still didn't reach the numbers Vivid had hoped for, and the line was cancelled after one series. The company would also release a 12-inch action figure of Lieutenant Brogan. Today the figures can be found for under $10 each, still in the package, and even cheaper loose. The figures look great and have a great likeness to the characters on the TV show. However, the show never really was able to capture that cult status, and it faded from most people's memory after it ended in 1996. Well, that's a look at the UK action figure line, Space Precinct 2040. Please let me know if you want to see more in this series of UK action figures. And as always, please thumb up so I know you like my content, subscribe to the channel, and we'll talk again soon.
Junkman.
Thank you, sir, for that unsolicited testimony.